We've got some awesome vehicles coming soon in GTA Online, and if you need help gearing up for that, check out G2A with the link in the description and use code BOSS for an extra discount. Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be offering some buyer beware and also talking about some cool features regarding the unreleased vehicles that are slated to be arriving soon in Grand Theft Auto Online. So let's start with some buyer beware first, and the buyer beware we're going to be starting out with today is going to be for the Insurgent Custom and the Technical Custom. So for both of these vehicles, we need to talk about price first. So let's jump into the Insurgent Pickup Custom. If you don't own one of these, it's going to set you back $1,350,000. So pretty expensive, up there with some of the top-end supercars and sports cars with that price. We also know that the conversion price for this vehicle is going to be $202,500. And we also know that there's going to be two upgrades that we can do: the minigun and then the armor plating around the vehicle itself. So those are things that are going to have to be researched. And if you want to, let's just say, enjoy them without having to wait 7 to 8 hours, you're going to do the fast tracking. And each time you fast track, that's going to be $225,000. So if you don't own an Insurgent Pickup Custom, the grand total for this vehicle is going to be $2,002,500, and that doesn't get you any upgrade. Once you have the vehicle, you have to buy all the upgrades that not only you researched, but also other things inside the mobile operation center that you're going to do, like changing the liveries, maybe adding different wheels or adding different, window tint. So that's going to add up as well. So that $2,002,500 is just the base price. You're probably going to add $300,000 to $400,000 on top of that, bringing this vehicle's price probably somewhere close to $2.5 million when it's all said and done, which would honestly make it the most expensive of all the vehicles we've seen in this update. Everyone thought that crown was going to go to the X821 supercar, but no, it might turn out that the Insurgent Pickup Custom might actually take that home as the most expensive vehicle. Now, if we move on to the Technical Custom, it's pretty similar too. If you don't own one of these, it's going to cost you $950,000. The conversion price is a little bit cheaper, $142,500, but it has 4 research items. It has a different minigun that you can apply, and then 3 different armor platings, which is actually pretty interesting. One of them is like a wedge on the front. Another one looks to be like the actual armor on the windows itself. So we'd have to do $225,000 times 4, add that to the conversion price and the price to buy it, and our grand total is $1,992,500 plus all the upgrades. So really just a couple $1,000s cheaper than the Insurgent Pickup Custom. So those two things are relatively going to be the same price when it's all said and done, given the 2 additional upgrades for the Technical Custom. So that is pretty interesting right there. And even if you do already own these vehicles, the price is still pretty expensive. So if we take away that initial buying price for the Insurgent, your price is still going to be $652,000. And it's even worse for the Technical, as that price is still over $1 million at $1,042,500. So some people might consider these vehicles afterthoughts because they are just modifications of existing vehicles we have in the game, but don't sleep on these giants because they are going to be very expensive when they do arrive in the game. Now, some more buyer beware about both of these vehicles is the fact that you cannot shoot out of them. That to me is interesting, and it kind of goes against what Rockstar have done from other armored vehicles. For example, you can shoot out of the Kuruma, albeit in limited capacity. Same with the armored vehicles from executives and other criminals. You could shoot out of those. I wonder what's going on here with the Insurgent Pickup Custom and the Technical Custom. You cannot shoot outside of these vehicles. I wonder if that was intentional by Rockstar because they're going to be so overpowered if someone else is manning the weapon on the back. I'm guessing that's the only reason behind that, but if you're using this solo, it's almost worthless as you have no ability to shoot out as the driver. So keep that in mind if you're running across one of these vehicles in a supplier sell mission or whenever they're released and you're just using them in free mode. So there you go. That is the Insurgent Pickup Custom and the Technical Custom right there. As far as some buyer beware things go, I think that these are going to be awesome vehicles, but you just need to know, number one, how expensive they are, and number two, how little bit limited they are. And speaking of how limited they are, the Technical Custom gets this pretty cool wedge on the front, and even though the wedge will interact with with other objects and cars. Like, it won't clip through it. It doesn't have the same flipping script that the Wedge buggy has and the Phantom Wedge has. So the Phantom Wedge, you guys know it flips vehicles like crazy. That isn't done by the actual attachment. That's done by a script attached to that vehicle. The Technical Custom doesn't get that same script, so it doesn't have the ability to like crazy flip these vehicles out of the way. That's another thing I noticed. You'll kind of just smash into them and do nothing more. All right, let's move on to some of the other vehicles. We're going to go to the XA21 now. A couple cool things I've noticed about this vehicle has to do with the colors. So in previous videos, we've talked about how the primary color will modify the exterior. It'll also modify that like center color cap on the wheel. If we go into the secondary color, you guys know it modifies the door handle and that kind of portion on the outside. It's pretty cool. And the trim color obviously changes the inside and the interior. Well, what about those paddle shifters on the inside? How are those changed? Well, those are actually changed by the primary color. They're the only thing on the inside of the car that's changed via the primary color. So that's pretty cool. We've seen that in other vehicles. So if you want to mix and match a little bit, just know that the primary color does have a little bit of an impact on the inside, as it does change the paddle shifter color, which I think is pretty unique. Same with the various engine upgrades on the inside. Not only are there 3 different types, the stock, the cased, and the race tuned, but each time you change them, it gives you a different look if you apply a primary and a secondary color. I thought that that was pretty unique. Now, the last thing that's pretty unique about the XA21 is the headlights. Now, you'll kind of see why I think this is important as we get further on, but when you turn the bright lights on, another pair of lights actually comes on, which is kind of cool. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, Mr. Bust the Wind, that's obvious, but that's not always the case with vehicles. Sometimes when you turn the bright lights on, the lights just get brighter. But in this case, not only are they exuberantly bright, but there's also a second set of headlights that turn on too, which in my opinion is really awesome. And I really like when cars have those added extra features like that. So another reason why I feel like this is going to be one of the best vehicles in the game. If we move on to the next vehicle, the one that looks to be coming out next, and that is going to be the Pegassi Torero, the Lamborghini Countach. So one of the most interesting features about this is one of the upgrades that you can put on the hood of the car, and this is a front spoiler. So in my opinion, this looks a little ridiculous, and I'm not sure where Rockstar came up with this to put this on this vehicle, but a lot of people assume spoilers will give a traction bonus. Well, this front spoiler does not. It is purely there for decoration. So if you put the front spoiler on, it's not going to increase your aerodynamics or traction in any way. The only spoiler that's going to do that is the official one in the spoiler category. So you can put that on, and even though it looks ridiculous, it's not going to give you any traction bonus or benefit. Another cool thing about the Torero is it has a brand new interior. This is one that has not been used by any other vehicle in the game. For the most part, Rockstar will reuse interiors of, different car brands in the game. Not the Torero. It's got a brand new one. I really like the dash, as it's got green and red buttons. It has these bright neon pink switches off to the driver's left side. I love the gear shifter. I love the retro radio. I think it looks awesome. So this is a brand new interior that we haven't seen on any other vehicle. Speaking of brand new interiors, and sorry to jump back really quickly, same with the XA21. It's got a brand new interior as well that hasn't been seen on any other Ocelot vehicle or any other vehicle in the game for that matter. So that's pretty cool that Rockstar have gone through a lot of effort to make these cars really look unique and really awesome in my opinion. Now, jumping back to the Torero, one thing I don't love, even though it has these beautiful pop-up headlights, is the lights underneath, they don't work. So I'm not sure what's with Rockstar not wanting like runner lights to work in game, but these don't work either. The only ones that do work are the pop-up lights. I'm not sure if this was intentional or on purpose. It just doesn't make sense to have an extra set of headlights that don't work, when in real life they do. They have a purpose, otherwise they wouldn't be there. And you can even put covers on the headlights that make them go away forever, but it doesn't even make sense because you can't use them anyways. So I'm not really too sure what Rockstar was going for here with having those extra set of lights on the Torero, but regardless, I still think this is an amazing car. Let's move on to the Ardent. One actually cool thing I love about the Ardent is it has a sunroof. You don't see many cars in the game with a sunroof, so this is pretty cool. If you go in first person, you can look up, you can see the sky, you can see some of the beautiful buildings. I think this is unique and awesome, especially for a vehicle of this caliber. Many cars in the game don't have a sunroof. I think only like 1 or 2% do, so this is a pretty rare and unique feature. Also, same thing with this car. It's got the beautiful pop-up headlights, but it also has those lights on the bumper that don't work. What's the point of that? They should be a bright light feature only. I don't get why they have no purpose at all. All the other lights on the vehicle work, brake lights, reverse lights, everything like that works except for those extra set of headlights on the front. So I'm not really sure what the case is there and why Rockstar hate having extra lights glow, but they just do. And the last vehicle we've got to look at today is the HVY Night Shark. Now, I really couldn't find anything about this vehicle. The only thing that has me interested for when it arrives and online is, will it come default with bulletproof tires like some of the other similar vehicles like the Insurgent does? That would actually be pretty cool. Now, that would only save you roughly around $20,000 or $25,000, but it might be interesting if off the bat it has bulletproof tires. But anyways, that's all the information that I'm going to be talking about for you guys in this video today. Some cool things, buyer beware, and some awesome features of these unreleased vehicles that should be slated to be coming out soon here in Grand Theft Auto Online. Let me know which one is your favorite in the comment section down below. If you did go and enjoy this video though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.